Welcome to my review of the Jason game.
Jason! Jason! Jason!
Hey, what is up everyone? I'm Riso, aka the Wolf, and welcome to the Wolf's Den. Okay, so let me level with you all. I was not planning on making this video. My girlfriend and I did beat it in 2021. I didn't really even know if it was worth me still making a review on and talking about the game. But then we just watched girlfriend reviews talk about the game. We watched the review and I was just left wanting to talk about it. It's like I was left wanting to say more. So thank you, girlfriend reviews. You have inspired me to actually follow through and make a review on this game. So let's just jump into it. Is this a good game? Is it worth playing?
So our story begins.
It depends. Odds are, if you are into these kind of games, these kind of genre of games, you know, Detroit Become Human, story games, right? Storytelling based game. And you want to know what I think, if I should recommend this game to you. Here's my exact reaction if you were like, hey, do you think I should play the game? Maybe? And then I would proceed to tell you the things that I liked about the game and the things that I didn't like about the game. No, this is not a perfect game. Yes, I understand that this game, at its time, when it first came out, was revolutionary, and it was so good, and it did things that no other game ever did before. Nowadays, in 2022, it's definitely suffered, and does not really stand the test of time. There will come a time when this game is just absolute poop. And some would argue that it's now, but I'm here to defend it. So let's get the bad crap out of the way. The game definitely doesn't look pretty anymore. There are some very rare scenes, and I was playing this on my PC with like the highest graphical settings that you can have. There's a couple of scenes, a couple of certain shots where you're like, wow, this game actually doesn't look bad. But the majority of the game, I was just like, oof, this is an old game. I can feel it, I can smell it, I can taste it, I can everything it. The voice acting in this game is not superb. The voice acting in this game took me out of the game a couple of times. It is not good. Until Dawn, cheesy story, very good voice acting. Very good voice acting. And I'm not gonna say that this whole game, it doesn't have a single time that the voice acting is good. I'm just saying overall, there's a lot of very cringy voice acting. And lastly, my last little complaint about the game is definitely, I played it on PC when trying to play with a controller. The amount of times that I struggled with trying to do the you know, there were certain movements where you had to like move the joystick to the left or to the right, and you had to like angle it. For some reason, my computer or my controller wouldn't detect it. It was the game. Okay, it was the game, because we changed controllers a couple times. It was never the controller. It was just the game wouldn't be able to detect that movement. So usually when it came to those sections, I had to switch over to using a mouse and keyboard, and it was just weird having to do the switching back and forthies. There were multiple times that I swear that the game was messing up, not me. And Sadie still yelled at me because she was like, "Why did you do that? You let yourself get stabbed." So that's something that doesn't help. And again, I really do think it's just because it's an older game. Now let's talk about the story, because let's be real, this is what matters in these kind of games. I think that the story still holds up to this day. The ending is what really brings it all together for me. While there are certain scenes throughout the game that are solid and keep you engaged throughout the story, there are a couple of moments while you're playing, progressing through the story, that you feel like it's just not, I don't know, it's just kind of bland. I also remember specifically getting stuck during one of these sections where I didn't know where to go, and that's always one of the most frustrating things for me. You got all this spy techie gear with one of your characters you can control, because of course in this game you can play as multiple characters. And while it was kind of cool, all the spy techie gear, I was also just really confused, because it felt like I was playing this futuristic game in a very like realistic time setting where that stuff shouldn't exist yet. I don't know. There were a couple of times that I was playing that I was just kind of like, I just want to kind of get through this to see what happens next. And don't get me started on like talking about the actual gameplay portion, where there's just so many things that you can do, like going to pee and taking a shower and washing your hands and putting stuff in the microwave, and it's just, it's too much, man. It's too much. That was Sadie's biggest criticism, that because there's so many things that you can explore in this game, that she was like, I feel like we're wasting time just walking around washing our hands. Like, I just want to progress with the story. So is the gameplay perfect? No. Is the way that the whole world is designed and the way you can interact with things perfect? No. But do I still think that the story, just the story, holds up to this day? To answer that question, I would say the ending does. Like I can't really say that the whole build up the entire time I was super invested. There were glimpses and moments throughout that build up that I was really invested. But overall, after having finished the game and seeing the whole twist at the end, I was like, wow, okay, I really respected and loved this game a lot more after finishing it. So if you're gonna play it, beat it. definitely beat this game. Because if not, if you stop at the wrong time, it's gonna feel like a waste of time. So yeah, there we go. Short, simple, and sweet. I just wanted people to know when thinking about playing this game in 2022, there's gonna be some scenes where you're gonna be into it and stuff is gonna happen and it's gonna be a little bit intense. Just know that these scenes are a little bit, you know, sparsed out throughout the game, okay? And while there will be some scenes where you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen next? There might be times that you're playing the game that you just kind of get a little bit lost and you're like, I just want to know where to go so we can progress. I just want to stress, I do think that the story holds up. I do think that if you're playing this game just to find out what happens next, it's respectable. Like, you can respect this game. So there you go, everyone. Take that for what it is. This is probably one of the shortest reviews I've done in ages, but I still felt like I wanted to make it. I promised myself that when I started this channel, every game that I streamed, I would want to make a review on. And I still played the game, so I figured I would want to give, you know, have people know my thoughts. I just want people to know what it's like playing these types of games in 2022. Especially a game that you've probably heard of. If you're into these kind of games, well, now you know. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, don't forget to leave a comment, and do not forget to subscribe to one of the most amazing YouTube families out here. And on that note, I love you, Wolfpack, and I will see you all next time. Peace.